I'm heading back to the Pacific Northwest and my small home project. The first thing I do is put in a mailbox and give myself some hope. The interior doors come and they're both the wrong size, and it wasn't my fault. I gotta wait about a week to get the replacements. Found a couple of hooks I made ages ago among my stuff laid up here, and so I put those up. Company comes to do the blower door test, two very nice gentlemen, but all I've got to say about this is, what a joke. I fiddle around with some odds and ends to pass the time, and I buy one of these really cheap stud finders and just check to see if it works, and I find it does work if you just go very slowly. It's very nice to put a screw or nail into wood and not sheetrock, which I really don't like. So enough of these odds and ends, I need to move on to something bigger. I really need to put up this range hood. But first I need to give a big shout out to my man Stephen Watkins for his recent generous donation. I made sure to get one that's wired with a plug. I couldn't for the life of me figure out where these charcoal filters go, and then finally figured out it's the side of the motor. Working alone, I sometimes have to get creative. I couldn't hit any studs for this, and it had to be in this location, so I used their drywall anchors, and later on found out that they're not too good, or maybe I over tightened them, I'm not sure. The weight of the hood just made it come loose. So I switch out to this style, seems to work much better. Getting the pipe covers in place was a bit of a pain. This is not really a high-end model. Nothing seemed to fit just perfectly, but it works. The next big thing, I borrowed my friend's truck so that I could bring the cabinets, mainly the kitchen base cabinet here, so I could get a sink set up and then hopefully maybe pass my final inspection. When I walked back to the truck, it was raining fluid under the engine. Couldn't figure it out. My neighbor walked by, and then he figured it was antifreeze. The water pump was bust, so we got it fixed. I hired another neighbor, a young gentleman, only 15 years old, and he did it almost all by himself. What wonderful neighbors. The wall cabinet should probably be screwed to a stud, and so I double check by removing this plate here to see what side the stud is on, measure out from that, and then I also use my cheap stud finder just to double check. Since I'm alone, of course I want to lighten the load a little bit, and so I take the doors off. Again, I get creative to use anything that might be of assistance, anything that could work as a helper. I realize that these project update videos are starting to get a bit stale, and I know a lot of guys are probably wanting to see blacksmithing related stuff, and so I'm hoping that's coming soon. I think I should be good to go by the end of this month, be heading back to Taiwan in a little more than 2 weeks if everything goes according to plan. So I measure several times, and I cut out this counter opening with a skill saw and then also a jigsaw for the radiused corners. I don't show that. I'm holding my breath and hoping that this fits right. This has been a pretty good day. I've gotten a few things done and feel like I'm moving along. The base cabinet is secured to the wall, and so I finished doing the sink stuff. I connect the water lines but not the drain, feeling a bit drained myself, so I take a shower and decide to do a little bit of exercise. When I'm upside down, my back feels really good. A lot of tension just goes away. The next morning, I take a few minutes and connect the drain. Well, this ain't the Taj Mahal, but I just want to get the basics done and just get this to be a legit on-the-books house. It's going the right way, so that's a plus. I get back to some odds and ends, and then I realize I better take care of this right here. The difference in height from the main floor to the bathroom floor, which is a little more than an inch. That wouldn't pass code, so I'm not sure what to do, but I've got this piece of wood here that I cut out and painted, and I'm going to install that right there. Originally, this was going to be a wet style bath, and that's why the bathroom floor is recessed like it is. But we didn't do that, so I've got to make some adjustments. I think that might work, but if not, no problem. I got a lot more fooling around to do.